actually have to try to figure out what that word means just getting it from Google to see if you've been banned. And there's a lot of times where we're not able to even see the bans that are going on and taking place just because, you know, if you're being banned from it, you don't see it. You never know. Hey, it looks like everything's back up and going. So if anybody is just tuning in again, thank you so much for sticking with it. Staying on that ship, baby. Let me see what's going on, though. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yes, I appreciate everybody for sticking with it. You know, you already know, man. I appreciate you guys for doing this. And but yeah, so there's two pieces of important news in here. First, it's that Canada wants no Canadian to see any cryptocurrency ad. That's sad, and my heart goes out to anybody in Canada right now. And you know, Jason Roy, huge thumbs down right now from Sovereign Starseed. I'm sorry, but we got to end up talking about something like this to allow Canadians to see ads for cryptocurrencies, because it's very sad that you alone are trying to strip a whole populace away from these opportunities. That's just the way I feel, family. And then the other part is that Google is banning things that are misrepresented. And I just want you guys to remember how I'm always talking about on these streams, words are important, and the definitions to words are even more important. So what is the definition of misrepresentation and misleading in Google's eyes? That's really the question you want to ask. That's really what you want to see. So from that, you know, I just want you guys to end up seeing exactly what's going on there. And I feel really sorry for anybody, you know, that has to deal with something like this. And, you know, we can end up using alternative options such as VPN to still try to access some of these opportunities for cryptocurrencies and ICOs. Let me also just go ahead and tell you guys, I feel sorry for anybody in the US right now, because I am in the US, but I'm not able to participate in 95 out of 100 ICOs. Meaning, you know, somebody has a beautiful project over in Russia. Somebody has a project in South America that they want to keep going. Somebody has something in Venezuela that they want to start doing. Well, 95 out of 100 of those new coins are not going to be attracted to the US, because the US has so many regulations, so many rules, that it's easier for these coins to launch in other countries without having to even just mess with, you know, Donald Trump and everybody in the US. So I just want you guys to see that as well, and it might actually end up being a pretty good move to end up getting to a country where you can participate in one of these projects that you really care about, and it could, you know, even change your life. Should you make the right investment decision, which, if you're sovereign, you know you're always doing it right. So anyways, next in the news, Bitcoinist.com puts out this article that says the chairman of the CFTC might just have brought the Bitcoin crash to an end. So the CFTC chairman just told the Senate Banking Committee he wants to respect the new generation in his approach to blockchain and crypto regulation. Now this is fascinating. So first, the CFTC intends to take the same approach that regulatory bodies took to the internet in its early days, saying, quote, "Do no harm was unquestionably the right approach to the development of the internet. Similarly, I believe that do no harm is the overarching approach to distributed ledger technology." So I think that's beautiful, except I want him just to call this blockchain right here instead of distributed ledger technology, just to honor the words that we're coming up with. So that way we don't actually end up having any law books or anybody in the future trying to say distributed ledger technology is different than blockchain. And that's exactly why I'm saying, family, words are important, and definitions to the words are even more important. And then soon we're going to start getting into some streams that go into that very, very deeply, and we're going to get very, very awake from that. All right, so next, they also say regarding cryptocurrencies specifically, that the chairman went on to say, quote, "Virtual currencies, however, likely require more attentive regulatory oversight in key areas, especially to the extent that retail investors are attracted to this space." The comment is worth noting, but not a point to dwell on. After all, the CFTC, they say, quote, "The CFTC does not have regulatory jurisdiction over markets or platforms conducting cash or spot transactions in virtual currencies, or over participants on those platforms. For such virtual currency spot markets, CFTC only has enforcement jurisdiction to investigate and, as appropriate, conduct civil enforcement action against fraud and manipulation." So basically, you know, what does that mean? What are you talking about, Silky? All right, let me translate. So what's happening right here is that basically they're saying that We cannot rush into this. We can't rush into cryptocurrencies by trying to end up regulating them too fast and thinking we know what they are. In fact, we have to end up starting off with a do no harm policy, similar to how we started to try to regulate how the internet would start to be formed when it came around in the 90s, 2000s. So from that, guys, you can see that they're trying to take a similar approach to cryptocurrencies, which I respect and I like. And even though I'm not somebody that completely agrees with the forward evolution of our planet to have centralized authority such as the CFTC, I just want you guys to know that anybody, chairman, what's his name? What's the guy's name? J. Christopher Giancarlo. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of this, but you get a huge thumbs up from Sovereign Starseed tonight. Thank you so much for starting to end up looking at this without trying to jump at it too fast. And I appreciate it. In fact, I'd like you to end up going over to anybody in Texas, and I kind of want you to get together with what's this guy's name again? Jason Roy up in Canada. And I'd like you to talk to him. Sit down. Let's talk. And let's say, hey guys, you guys in Texas that are trying to regulate things too fast. Y'all up in Canada wanting to regulate things way too fast. Let's talk about it. Because if you regulate things too fast, you're going to cut your people off. You're going to choke your people. And you're supposed to represent your people, not stop them from participating in things because you think you know better than your people. So that's just really what I'd like you to end up getting together saying. It's rocket science, right? Not really. We just need to have healthy discourse. Next, Cointelegraph.com puts out this article that says Virgin Money joins the wave of banks banning customers from crypto credit card purchases. So, 180 from the article I just read. Virgin Money, a financial services company present in Australia, South Africa, and the UK, has followed several US and British banks by banning credit card purchases of cryptocurrencies. A spokesperson for Virgin Money told BBC that, quote, following a review of our policies, I can confirm customers will no longer be able to use their Virgin Money credit card to purchase cryptocurrencies. Lloyd's Banking Group, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and Citigroup all banned their customers on February 3rd from purchasing digital currency with credit cards. So, there we go. When asked about the future credit card crypto ban at Barclays, a spokesperson for the bank told BBC that customers can currently use both credit and debit cards for cryptocurrency purchases, saying, "We take precautions to assess affordability before extending credit, flag and prevent any suspicious transactions, and also closely monitor credit risk." So this is a very textbook answer from Barclays, but as you can see, Barclays is trying to tread lightly and trying to be very careful about what they say so as to not ruin their own business by banning them. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, JP Morgan, Chase, Bank of America, you guys are all shooting yourselves in the foot by banning your customers from this beautiful opportunity. I also want to end up reminding you guys too that if you go to jpmorganchase.com, you'll also see where these guys are actually trying to create their own blockchain and their own cryptocurrency. And then also Bank of America, I want you to remember that I reported how they've been awarded a patent for their own cryptocurrency exchange. So, family, let's just look at the facts. Let's look at the moves of what's happened. Cryptocurrency and JP Morgan both have products that they're building and they're patenting for their own banking purposes. They did this a little while ago. Now, they're making sure that people cannot use other cryptocurrencies with their instruments, with their Bank of America debit cards, JP Morgan cards, whatever you've got with them. And next, I predict that Bank of America and JP Morgan Chase will release these products that they've been beta testing in the background, and they will only allow their customers to use their products. And, it's natural, right? Because banks have to make money, right? So this is the only thing that these banks can try to come up with to figure out a way to still be relevant in today's age. But as long as you guys are watching these streams and you're staying sovereign, you'll see that no matter what you guys do at a bank, you're never, ever, ever going to be able to control me again. So I just want you guys to see that, because once you do play around with digital currency, once you do start to see this new horizon, this new venture that's out there, you'll feel ashamed for trying to consent to some banker telling you what to do with your money and charging you for it. You know what would be beautiful? Is to start to see JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, all these people it would be beautiful to start to see them paying their customers for trying to use their cards for cryptocurrencies. Now that would be very, very different. That would actually allow them to stay relevant, but it has to be so that they could buy all cryptocurrencies. It's like, why is this so backwards, guys? Why isn't JP Morgan going, hey, we have the #1 crypto card out there on the world. Yo, JP Morgan Chase just released this new card to like try to compete with Bank of America's new crypto card, right? Our JP Morgan Chase card is so much better because you could buy all these cryptocurrencies with it, and you could participate in all these future ICOs in the future. Whoa. Now I kind of want to be a JP Morgan Chase customer, right? Right? So that's just what I'm trying to show you guys. Why is this so backwards? Why instead are JP Morgan creating some little thing on the back? Go to jpmorgan.com, guys. Don't believe me. Do your own research. Go to JP Morgan and look up Quorum. It's Quorum or OM, something like that. Quorum. And it's their own blockchain. And they're saying, we have changed the face of banking with blockchain technology. And I just want you guys to know that no, they're not changing nothing. They've copied everything. And they're trying to end up pushing it forward like it's something new. Stay sovereign, stay aware. Remember, watch these streams, go do some research, see that this is nothing new. And then when these guys do try to release it out and they try to have all these ads all over TV, because guess what? Some regulator in the US may decide to ban cryptocurrency ads like they're trying to do in Canada. And then JP Morgan wants to come by and they pay so much to the government that they'll be like, will you allow our ads for Quorum to be placed on TV, but nothing else? Now that would be very profitable for a bank that must make money, right? Must make as much money as possible. So it's natural that you're going to see moves like this happening in the future. So I just want you to see that, family, because yeah, as we're seeing it, it's so fascinating to see why these companies are trying to control you. They're trying to suppress you. They're trying to make sure you don't have power to send the money across the world unless it goes through them and at the prices they say and at the rates they say and at the hours they say. And if you send too much, you'll be considered suspicious and you'll be considered unusual. And so then they'll have to investigate you. And they have to do that in order for terrorism. Remember, it seems as though that the banks value terrorism more than everything else. If you can see. So that's just what I wanted to show you guys as well. Let me just check chat, see what's else going down here. All right, cool. I don't expect you guys to end up joining back in again. If you saw the other one that was ending, you could just pick up the stream where it's left off once it's uploaded. Anyways, finally, in news, I just wanted to talk about Bitcoinist.com is putting out this article today that says Bitcoin miners cutting costs by going green. Mining Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is a costly endeavor, burning through resources and racking up sky-high electricity bills. Savvy miners, however, are both cutting Bitcoin mining costs and reducing their carbon footprint by going green. Powered by nature. As cryptocurrency miners seek out more computing power to handle increasingly difficult computations, many are turning to renewable energy to help reduce the environmental and economic costs associated with the business. According to reports, big-time miners like Bitmain, Hive, and Bitfury are hoping to attract investors by utilizing clean energy in Canada, Iceland, and Paraguay. Hey, Canada, that's really cool, except these guys aren't going to be able to advertise for it if this regulator gets his way, if this regulator gets his little bonus check for regulating. Georgian mining company Golden Fleece is also going green, taking advantage of the cheap electricity generated by hydroelectric power. CEO Vakhtang Gagakia, I'm sorry if I'm butchering any of this, y'all know I don't mean any disrespect, says, quote, "To conquer the riches of cryptocurrency, we undertook the quest to build cheap, green, and sustainable mining farms in Georgia. Golden Fleece also plans on implementing solar panels and wind turbines." So in addition to obviously helping minimize negative effects on the environment, mining with renewable resources helps companies increase their profit margins in an extremely volatile market. According to estimations, the mining industry's electricity use increased nearly 8-fold over the past year, devouring upwards of 60% of companies' revenues. So Bitcoin mining alone requires the equivalent of 30 nuclear power reactors running at maximum capacity every day, which isn't particularly cost effective when the price of Bitcoin falls below 8,000 as it has in the recent days. So because of this, miners are attracted to areas where renewable energy is more accessible. ETF Securities UK James Butterfill told Bloomberg, quote, miners are looking for where they can have higher margins. It is a very volatile market, and from one day to the other, you can lose money. So having a cheap source of power is very important. So I think that's very beautiful. And yeah, just want you guys to see that, you know, this is something that's going to start happening. So in Canada, Iceland, Paraguay, Bitmain, Hive, and Bitfury, all of you guys are getting thumbs up from Starseed tonight. Good job, you guys, because you're now starting to think in the right ways so that we can end up continuing to use this great technology that's upon us, as well as doing it in a more efficient manner. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate that, and I respect that. In fact, actually, that might be something that is going to attract me to some of those companies in the future. With that, guys, that's the end of the news. So thank you so much for watching this tonight. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, it's been a little bit off schedule, but whatevs, you know. And anybody that is still tuning into the stream, I really appreciate you. So I'm just going to go ahead and end off by saying, you know, all my regulars, everybody that's so dedicated and loyal to watching this, you know, I have so much love, so much appreciation for you. You're the ones that make this show happen. You're the ones that do it. So yeah, let me just go ahead and check here, check on the chat. Hey, thank you. Love you too, Permacats. Appreciate so much that you end up getting on here all the time. I wanted to end up, you know what? Even before I was doing the stream, I was talking about it, and I was like, hey, I got to report on this green energy for my permaculturists out there. So that's going to be beautiful. In fact, let's start looking at a way on trying to like set up some farms or some type of organic growing, some food sovereignty that also ends up getting us cryptocurrency at the same way. I missed it. Better go to YouTube. Ah, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Time War KP. Yeah. You'll be able to see this on YouTube, but then also DTube. DTube is actually kind of where I'd like us to start watching it more, just because honestly, DTube is not going to censor me, and I already know that some of the music I've been playing, you know, YouTube's going to be like muted. So YouTube is censoring me already, guys, for this horrible terrorist information I keep talking to you guys about every night, right? So I'm getting censored on YouTube, but same recording is going to be uploaded to DTube, and it's not going to be broken up into different parts, and it might be broken up on YouTube that way. So anybody that's on there, you know, so much love. I appreciate all of you guys. DTube, yes ma'am, DTube. So DTube.video. Check it out in my previous streams, and then also you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see, like, on my previous streams, descriptions on YouTube and things like that. It's on Steemit. So DTube is actually the decentralized version of YouTube that's impossible to censor. And so that's kind of why it's more sovereign being there. You know what I'm saying? So, and not only that, when you guys upvote my videos on YouTube and you want to spread the message, it actually gives me some cryptocurrency. And then when you guys upvote that and you comment on it, you actually get paid from commenting on my videos, guys. You'll get paid from upvoting my videos and just spreading this message. And that's if you find value in it. If you don't find value in it, thumbs down it. I'm not afraid of a thumbs down button. I love feedback, baby. I love it. Yeah. Working on it, baby. Get it, Permacats. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what happens. So we're at the cusp, my friends. We're at the cusp. And I remember talking to some of you guys in the past, and some of you guys might have had, like, you know, not the most anchored attitudes, and saying like, yo, we're losing it, you know, like the government's taking over, and like, oh, there's nothing that we lost. I just want to keep on anchoring this light down and raising awareness to the fact that, I'm sorry, but you know what? The fact that the governments they're leaping now. They're moving forward so fast on this type of stuff that you can tell they're crazy about it. You could tell they're scared. So family, I want you to see, never before in the past have we seen a government actually try to get up out of its seat and then make a move. And that's because it's actually scared. In the past, it was just like, oh, who cares? We're not even going to get out of the chair because we already know we got control. So I just want you guys to see this. And then one final thing too, I want you guys to know as well that sovereignty is not cryptocurrency. Sovereignty is what it is on itself. And I also believe that at some point our species will move past cryptocurrencies. Our species will be able to end up standing up taken so much empowerment for ourselves that we'll be able to trade and do commerce without having to worry about fraud. It's a long ways off, but my blood's telling me it's coming. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. I'm just going to end up signing off here, and we'll be back tomorrow night, probably 10 o'clock Mountain, 5 o'clock Universal, for some more sovereign news. We might do an esoteric study session if y'all are into it. If you guys have any books that you would like for me to read to the internet that you think would be beautiful, please message me with them. I'm looking for some right now. I prefer books that were written before 1923 because then we know that they're in the public domain, and we also know that we were probably not eating as much trash, breathing in as much trashy air, drinking as polluted water, and we might have been thinking some different things then. So if y'all got any cool books you want me to read to the internet, let's get it going, because that's something I really want to do, is the metaphysics and the esoterics. So with that, family, I'm just going to end up saying good night. We'll see you tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Universal, for another episode of Sovereign Starseed. And yeah, so much love goes out to all beings around Earth, all the humans, all the other beings that are visiting Earth right now, all of the plants, all the animals, all the minerals, all the elements, and all the other dimensional beings, and anybody else that I didn't have time to list here. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow night.